in today's society and the past, it seems like the woman has more rights than the man when it comes to child custody and a lot of issues in divorce court. And I understand the history might be there, the traditional lifestyle that once existed. But how come Alabama doesn't have a no-fault divorce law and then everything equal, and let's lay the cards on the table and have both parents participate in their children's lives instead of being one-sided? And I'll just listen to what your answer is.
Okay. Thanks, Bob. Well, Bob, the first thing is we absolutely do have no-fault divorce. In fact, that's what the vast majority of divorces are filed under. You could still do a fault-based divorce, but it's not really a good idea because you actually have to prove your case, and if you don't, then you don't get a divorce. But anyway, under the law, the husband and wife are equal in the divorce, or mother and father. Now, some judges, depending on who they are and the facts of the case, may treat them differently, or you may feel like, because you're one or the other, that's the most likely scenario, is that somebody feels like they're not being treated fairly because they're a man or because they're a woman. But in my experience, the judges have done a pretty good job of not discriminating against anybody because they're the mother or the father. As far as if there were any kind of case where someone might have a slight advantage, maybe the mother when it comes to very young children, if there's no clear-cut difference between them. But I think that they do a pretty good job with that.
Yeah, but Bob brings up a good point, because, and I think we're kind of getting away from this a little bit, but when I was getting out of law school back in the 90s, there was actually a judge in Birmingham who was famous for saying that a child belongs with the mother, no questions asked. And so it kind of goes back just kind of, what their beliefs were. And but fortunately, we don't see that much anymore. They take each case as it is, and especially here in Mobile, the two judges that we have that handle these cases, they are equal on both sides.
And we used to have the tender years doctrine, they called it, which it said that during basically the tender years, the early childhood years, that the mother was to be given favoritism as far as getting custody, but we don't have that anymore. And another thing that Bob said about encouraging parents to both cooperate in parenting, that's a very good thing. That actually, I know one of the judges is doing that in all his divorce decrees now, laying down some conditions that the parents are to follow as far as co-parenting and basically not treating it as a contest, as seems to happen far too often.